Well, let me start with the 12th verse. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him and said unto him, the Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of valor. And Gillian said unto him, O my Lord, if the Lord be with us, why then is all this befallen us? And where be all his miracles which our fathers told us of, saying, did not the Lord bring us up from Egypt? But now the Lord hath forsaken us and delivered us into the hands of the Midianites. Over in the 7th chapter, around the 4th verse, I believe, the 7th chapter of Judges, the 4th verse, said, and the Lord said to Gillian, the people are too many. Bring them down unto the water, and I will try them for thee there. And it shall be that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee, the same shall go with thee. And of whosoever I shall say unto thee, this shall not go with thee, the same shall not go. The people are yet too many. Bring them down unto the water, and I will try them there. I will try them for thee there. I want to talk about the amazing thing God can do with a little. The amazing things that God can do with a little. Now, I know we are people who like a whole lot. We just get infatuated with big numbers. Matter of fact, we sum up our success based on how many we can get to fall in line. A lot of times, even pastors and preachers, first thing when they get home in the afternoon and they start talking to one another, they want to know, how was your crowd? Now, if you had a big crowd, they'd call you a success. But I found out God can do some amazing things with a few. Y'all ain't hearing me. I said I found out that God can do some amazing things with a little. Now, I know it don't seem like in a world where we always want to have a lot in order to evaluate our successes. But don't you know, man's definition of success is totally different from God's definition of success. It ain't really how many you got, but it's how many can you count on. Y'all ain't hearing me. I've been here going on 13 years, and I ain't never really said this to y'all, but I will remind y'all. Y'all probably don't remember, but I remember very vividly. I guess one of the largest crowds we had since I've been here, it was on the Easter Sunday morning, and to me that was the worst service I ever had here. It was. I hadn't been here, but it was under the 5-year mark. But I remember it was more folk here than ever been here on a Sunday morning. It was the worst service I ever experienced here at Mount Zion. It's because people, they were here, but they wasn't here. You understand? You can be in the crowd, but you can be in the place, but not a part of what's going on. Listen, a lot of us love big numbers, but in a crowd, you get all kind of mess. You get liars, you get backbiters, you get thieves, you get robbers, you get all kind of folks show up in a big crowd. Now, I don't know if it's because it's our human nature, we still like a crowd. Hello? We like a big number. We like number. But I want you to know today, if I never tell you nothing else, God can take the little that you have and turn the world upside down. God don't have to have, you see, because the problem is when we got a whole lot, we think we did it. We think we did it, and then when we think we did it, we get lifted in pride, and we start patting our own self on the back, and that's a danger, because God wants us to know that if it wasn't for the Lord on our side, we could do absolutely nothing. I talked last Sunday about what I believe. And I believe the Bible is still right. I believe God's word is still true. I believe heaven and earth may pass away, but his word shall stand through all eternity. But folk love to think they have security in a big number. Y'all ain't hearing me. Listen. In the text, God gives a prime example of what he can do with a little and a seemingly nobody. Hello? Listen, if God can done anything with you, he can work with a nobody. I say if God have ever done anything with you, he'll work with a nobody. Did you hear them boys saying, I'm just a nobody? Trying to tell everybody about somebody that can save anybody. Listen, if God done anything with you in your life, he worked with a nobody. I'm so glad. Take heart. He can do great things with what we call nobodies. Y'all ain't hearing me. Listen, and a lot of times folk will look over and overlook a nobody. But when the people that folk look over, God looks too. He said, come on, I got something you can do. If you hear my voice, I can use you on my program. So what's the case with Gillian in the Bible? Gillian didn't come from no great family. He was timid, scared, and he would hide when the Lord called him. He was in the wine press hiding from the Mennonites because they would take him. They had been oppressed for 7 years. Whatever they sold, the Mennonites would come and the Amalekites would come and take it from Israel. And the angel of the Lord came unto Gillian, found him hiding in the wine press. Listen, some of y'all been hiding. But when God can call you from behind the wine press, he can call you wherever you are and use you on his program. He was hiding. The angel of the Lord said, man of valor. He said, the Lord is with you. You've been hiding, you've been scared, but I want you to know the Lord is with you. I know some of us been worried, looking around, we've been scared, but I want you to know God is with us. And Jesus said, no, I'll be with you always, even to the end of the world. And if I'm with you, if I'm for you, I'm more than the whole world against you. Now, he's a mighty man of valor. Wait a minute, who you talking to? You talking to? Y'all know that's the way we are. When God call and impress upon inspired spirits to do something, we look around and see who he's talking to. He's talking to you. Y-O-U. Wasn't nobody else around. So he's calling to you. He's a mighty man of valor. Listen to what he says, y'all. Mighty man of valor. Whew. The Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of valor. I'm still wondering who he's talking to. I'm talking to you, Gillian. Gillian said, oh, my Lord, baby, you got the wrong one, because he said, after the Lord, watch this. Now, watch us. Y'all catch that? Let me rewind just a minute. Watch this, but now watch us. Gillian says, if the Lord be with us, why then is all of this befalling us? My brothers and sisters, can I talk to your human side just a minute? Every time a trial come up in your life, especially when you've been trying to do the best you can with what you had, you look around and seem like folk ain't caring about doing nothing right. Seems like they got it far better than you. And yet the word tells us that God is with us. And you wondering in your heart and your mind, if the Lord is with me, then what? God, why are you letting all of this happen in my life? Why am I the last hired, the first fired? Why am I the one always suffering? Why are my bills always unpaid? Why me? Baby, that ain't the ultimate question. The real question is why? Whew, y'all got it. Why not me? It rains on the just as well as the unjust. Listen, I'm fit to go on cozy because I feel pretty good here now. If I keep on going, I'm going to keep y'all here too long. But let me tell you something. Why, God, have you let all of this happen to? Look what we've been struggling, we've been straining, we've been praying, we've been hoping, we've been trying to carry out your will. But look at us now. Look at where we are right now. And that the Lord before us. Why? Of all this. Let me share something with y'all. Sometimes God had to take us through a pruning process. Sometimes, long as a lot of folk around, we can't hear God's voice correctly. We can't be all what God wants us to be. And another thing is, sometimes God had to thin the crowd out. Y'all listen to me. Sometimes he had to thin the crowd out, because as long as a crowd, you'll never do nothing. Y'all ain't hear me. As long as there's a crowd coming, you'll sit back on your do nothing and let everybody else. But when God narrows it down and says, it's your time now, y'all ain't hear me. How many know all of us got a time, and all of us, God wants all of us to working on his program, working in his church. Listen, now when it's down to a few, it's your time. No need of looking around to the empty pew. The pew can't do it. But if you occupy a space on that empty pew, it's your time. Woo! Preach, Leon. It's your time. To tell somebody it's our time. And I know, look around. Somebody just looked around and said, uh-oh, we in trouble. But you're looking at you. You looking at each other. Lord, open their eyes that they might see. You see, our problem is we look at the little and we don't look at the source behind. Y'all ain't hear me. Thank you, Holy Ghost. Philip, we got 5,000 hungry folk. And all you brought me is a little lad with a little lunch. 2 fish and 5 barley loaves. Philip, what we gonna do? I want your evaluation. I want you to assess the situation. And I want you to give me a plan of attack, a strategy to get us out this situation. Philip, what we gonna do? Philip sat down and put his calculator out, start adding up, figuring up. 5,000 hungry men and women, not counting women and children. 5, a little lad, 2 little fish, 5 loaves. Jesus, I tell you what it does in all of my calculations. We need to send these folk home. Philip, what have we got, Lord? Okay, I'm going to go do this one more time. Jesus, you the master. I'm going to be nice about this. According to my calculations, 2 fish, 5 barley loaves, 5,000 hungry folk equals send them home. 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 Let them go home and eat. We ain't got enough in the treasury. If we had 200 penny worth, it won't be enough to feed this crowd. We don't have enough. How many of y'all have looked at what the situation you got and always talking about we ain't got enough? But watch Jesus. Jesus, Philip, what have you got? Lord, look, now, I'm Jesus, I know you the master, and don't want to get, you know, if I ask y'all something 3 or 4 times, y'all look, Pastor, I done told you. We got 2 fishes, 5 barley loaves, we got 5,000 folks hungry. It's getting late in the evening. We need to send them home. One more time, Philip. What have you got? 2 fish, 5 loaves, 5,000 hungry folks. Philip, you partially right. You have got 2 fish. You have got 5 barley loaves. You have got 5,000 hungry folk, but you left out one valuable asset that you got. You got me. And let me tell y'all something. Jesus makes the difference in all of our life. Can't you hear the old folks say, I got Jesus? And that's enough. And just to show you, I told you my son, the amazing thing God can do with such a love. Jesus took the 2 fish, the 5 loaves. He gave thanks. He passed it out. He told them to pass it out. And after they got through, everybody got through eating, he told them to take up. They took up 20. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Now, Jesus, you messed me up here. It don't shock me, Mama, that Jesus can take 2 fish, 5 loaves, feed 5,000 hungry folks. That don't bother me because it's Jesus. He got all power. But what blows my mind is they took up more than they started out with. That's the amazing things that God can do with a little. Whew. So if your substance is small, don't worry about it. Learn how to give it over. Take it to Jesus. Put it in his hand, in that little boy's hand. It meant despair for the whole crowd, but in Jesus' hand, every appetite was fulfilled. Every appetite got filled. Y'all ain't hearing me. What the amazing things that Jesus and God can do with such a little. Woo! That's why he said, suffer little children. Come unto me for such is the king. I said it's amazing what he can do. What a little he can do so much with so little. Matter of fact, down through the annals of history, God have always took the unseemly, the unlikely, the leftover, and done more. I told y'all last week he can do more with the leftovers than we can do with the main course. Y'all, look, he can work with little children. That's why I tell y'all most of the time, watch this, I said most of the time, leave my kids alone. Sometimes y'all need to give them yeah, but most of the time, just leave them alone. Watch God can do some amazing things with little, y'all ain't hearing me, with little things. Listen, and sometimes it takes a little thing with some big faith to get God to move. Y'all ain't hear me. Y'all remember when old giant named Gillian selling wolf cookies, all of King Saul's army was afraid, but a little old lad, Rudy boy named David, said, I'll go out and I'll fight him. He was small, but he had great faith. And how many know faith can make up the difference? If we trust in God, we already got the advantage. If we believe God, all things are possible to them that believe. David said, I'll go fight him. And David, they tried to equip David with King Saul armor. David said, wait a minute, I can't use this stuff. It's too big, it's too clumsy. Let's take it off. He said, but I've been out watching over daddy's sheep. And while watching mama over daddy's sheep, I was out there all by myself right there. I had a little slingshot. And I started to pass some time away. I just started practicing. And I got so good. Y'all hear me? That I could take a bird's eye with my slingshot because I had a lot of time to practice. And let me tell y'all something. Whatever you can do the best you can with what. You never know when God's going to call you to use what you already know to get a great job performed and done. David said, I ain't used to your stuff, but I'm used to the slingshot. I'm more comfortable. Listen, let me tell you something. When you're doing something, God try to stay. Sometimes I admit, sometimes God will call us out of our comfort zone. But then he ain't going to require you to do something you're not able to do unless he give you all the power to do it. David was a lad of a boy. Y'all ain't hearing me. But he said, this giant is defiling the army of the living God. And God don't like that. I know I'm just a lad of a boy, but let me tell you something. I got some great faith. And I got a few abilities too. He said, because one day Daddy left me with the sheep, a lion came and a bear came. Y'all ain't hearing me. And God let me take them both out. And I want you to know, Saul, the same God that delivered the lion and the bear into my hand, that same God can deliver this old giant into my hand. It ain't how. And what other thing you need to know, King Saul, and this me kind of interpreting my way. The bigger they are, the harder. Y'all ain't hearing me. Y'all know the story. David wound up in the name of the Lord, his sling, and when he released it, the rock, God got in the rock, in the stone, and I don't know how he did it, but I don't know whether it was a curved stone or fast stone, but whatever it was, God got in it, and when it landed in the giant's forehead, y'all know the song I sang, he always come out a winner. At the finishing line, there was a giant named Goliath. Goliath that God knew had to be destroyed. And y'all ain't hearing me. God took a little boy's sling. Y'all ain't hearing me. A little boy in his little sling and slew a giant named Goliath. Y'all help me here. The amazing things that God can do with a look. Back to the text. Gillian said, if the Lord be with us, then, Mama, why do I have to cry so much? Why are my burdens always so heavy? Why am I always wondering how I'm going to make ends meet? If the Lord is with me, Lord, tell me why. He said, well, wait a minute, I'm fit to get ready to do something with you, Gillian, that you never imagined. You come from a nobody named family. Yes, you ain't got a lot of recognition, but I'm fit to bring you to the forefront. Y'all ain't hearing me. I know it looked like and it seemed like you just a footnote in your community and nobody knows of you because you're hiding in the wine press and you're scared, you're timid, but I'm fit to bring you out. I wish somebody would look around and tell somebody, God for to bring you out. He going to bring you out, and God going to see. Listen, y'all, I don't know about y'all, but when God brings somebody out, good God Almighty, when he bring you out, he's a man of valor. God is with you. The reason y'all in the mess, because they disobeyed my boys. And usually most of the mess we in, y'all, is because we've been disobedient. Y'all ain't hearing me. Well, okay, after a few tests. Now that's one thing I like about Gillian. He just doesn't run rapid. Off of the first voice he heard. How many know the devil can tell you some things? Y'all ain't hearing me. But he wanted to know for sure that it was God talking to him. And how many know when we find out beyond the shadow of a doubt that it's God that we can run on to see what the end gonna be? Yes, and he started gathering up men, but he had too many. And I don't know about y'all this morning, but we all complain about how church used to be, how many folk we used to have. May just be so we had too many. And God needs to narrow the number down because he needs to do something vital and important. Yes, and I want you to know, folk can distract you from doing what the Lord wants you to do. Y'all ain't hearing me, but I feel all right this morning, and I'm getting ready to get out of here. But Gillian, go down. You got too many. And if you win with this number, you'll say you did it. Y'all will get lifted in pride, and y'all won't give God credit. I tell you, God can do amazing things with little things, with weak things. No wonder he told Paul, my grace is sufficient for thee. And don't you know, Paul, my strength is made perfect in your weakness, in your love. Matter of fact, Lord, listen, y'all, take heart. I take heart, and God taking little old somebody like Leon Taylor and doing what he does with him, because I never would have dreamed God could do what he has done with me. That's why I'm not upset about coming here Sunday after Sunday preaching to the faithful few. Because I know what God can do with the faithful few. And every now and then, when it don't seem like nobody care, God will send somebody like a little bit there and act like he like to be around Taylor. Makes me want to go on and see what the end gonna be. That's why I tell y'all sometimes, leave the child alone, because out the mouth of babes, y'all ain't hear me. Maybe some of y'all ought to get excited. Y'all ain't hearing me. Maybe some of y'all sometime ought to want to do something for the Lord, want to be somebody for the Lord, because you never know what God can do with a little. I'm out of him. Now, one day Jehoshaphat didn't have no great army. God told him, don't worry about it, get the little choir. Yeah, you don't need to call, they enact no act of war. You don't need the military. Just get the choir. Y'all ain't hearing me. How many know God can turn armies around? Well, I'm getting ready to leave y'all now. But oh, I thank God. I said, I thank God. I thank God today for the little one that he has given unto me. Because I realize, y'all, that God can do everything but fail. Yes, I realize that God can take a faithful few and he can do some great things. Yes. Oh, y'all ain't hearing me. But what we got to do, we got to learn to believe that what God said is true. We got to believe in his holy word. Yeah. Oh, I know the disciples thought they had it all figured out. When Jesus went up on the Mount of Transfiguration with the faithful few, he left being down in the valley. The father brought his boy to him, but they couldn't heal him. When Jesus came down, Jesus said one thing. Oh, I don't know how long should I be with this faithless generation. And that's where I'm closing. It ain't how many, but it's what you believe. It's the faith you have in Almighty God. Oh, I might be small in size, but oh, I got a faith that looks up to heaven. I serve a God that's able. I serve a God that got all power. I serve a God, he's able. I serve a God that's got a great love. I serve a God that loved me so much. He died on Calvary, but he rose on the third day. All power. I believe God can do great things. We're so good. Y'all ain't here. I say I believe God can do some great things. We're so little, ain't he good? Ain't he good all the time? I say ain't he good? Ain't he good all the time? I don't know about y'all, but I thank God. I thank God. I say I thank God. I might not do so much on my own, but praise God, y'all know what? I know somebody. Y'all ain't here. Oh, I know. I gave this. I told y'all to learn, but since y'all didn't move fast enough, a lot of things I can't do, y'all. Y'all know what? I can't, but I know somebody that can. All right. Doors of the church are open. Listen. I cannot make a word and hold it in my hand. I cannot take the lightning and flash it all across the land. I cannot take a piece of clay and mold it into man. But y'all know what? I have a father. I have a father. I've got a God who can. Get me good, listen. I cannot make a cloud in a city in the sky. I cannot love humanity so much that I would be willing to die. I cannot name the stars above, no count the many grains of sand. But y'all know what? I
understand that I have a Father. I got a Father. I got a Father who cares. Anybody got a God that can do it? Listen, I said He sits high. He sits high, and He look low, and look low. He got my feet, he got my feet on where I may go. I don't understand. Oh, but I have a Father. I got a Father. I got a Father that can praise His name, y'all. I got a Father who can, yeah. God bless you. May He forever keep you. Pastor Leon Taylor.
Let's go fishing. Jesus said, I'll make you fishers.